Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Jelena.
Welcome to our brand new studio. We just opened this week. It's in Toronto, where we've had our other studios too.
Where we live.
But this is our new one. And so we'll be doing our YouTube tutorials here from now on. And you should come visit us. But if you can't, then we'll keep doing these.
Here we are.
And because I know some of you are practicing at home, right? That's why you're watching this, probably.
No, a lot of our students from the studio here watch.
Do they?
Yeah, and they're like, in the video you said, and I'm like, but I just said it last night to you as well. But I know it's different. It's different when you're watching versus when you're in it and doing it.
It might be nice to get both, though. So come visit.
And then watch YouTube.
All right. Yeah, and to watch us, you got to subscribe because you'll be alerted every time a new video comes out. And make sure to like it and let us know. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. Okay.
All right.
This is for you home practitioners especially. We're going to talk about how to work on dropbacks, which are scary, right? And which assume a certain level of proficiency in backbending, because you have to be able to do Urdhva Dhanurasana with your arms straight. If you don't know what Urdhva Dhanurasana is, then that's problem number one. So Urdhva Dhanurasana is the backbend that we do at the end of the practice. The traditional sequence for this backbend is, after you've done whatever your practice is, then you jump through, lie back, and Ashtanga prepare. You bring your hands back by your head, and then now inhale, lift up. You hold here 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale, come onto your head. Walk your hands in a bit, and then again, lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 breaths here, come down. And then one more time, walk the hands in, lift up. And then take your 5 breaths here. After you're done your 5 breaths from here, eventually you want to come up to standing to do your drop backs. So from Urdhva Dhanurasana, you're going to try to shift your weight forward into your fingertips, press through your heels, and feel like you're pushing the thighs up and forward like that. And then eventually, if you can get enough momentum and rocking and enough leg strength, you can come all the way up to standing. Good?
Yes.
All right. And then after you do that, you do 3 drop backs. Just do one.
Just one, okay.
So then you came up, right? That doesn't count, sadly. Then you got to do 3 drop backs. So inhale and then exhale, go back. Good. And then inhale, come up. Good. All right. So we do 3 times that. If you were in like a shala and there's a teacher, then you would get assisted. On the next 3, the next 3 look like this. We cross our arms on the chest. We go do half back 1. And we do that 3 times. 2 and 3. Oh, that's Connie. That's our dog. And then the last one, you go all the way back. Good. Connie, are you worried about Jelena? And then you would walk your hands in or eventually catch your ankles. We won't do that today. And then inhale, come back up. And that's it, right? That's assuming you have somebody to help you. If I'm practicing on my own, I do 3 just with my arms crossed, and then I kind of go back and walk my hands as close as I can and I come back up. Yeah.
Same.
Okay. All right. But we're going to focus today on just how you're going to start working on coming up to standing and dropping back. There he is. Star of the show. So dropping back, usually easier than coming up because you've got gravity. Mainly it's fear, but fear can be, well placed. You don't want to drop back onto your head, right?
Yeah. And we've seen that happen.
Quite a few times. This happened this morning, actually.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So if your arms aren't there to catch you, then your head will be, right? So that's why I said you need to be able to do Urdhva Dhanurasana with a straight arm, because when your elbows are bent, you lose that distance between the floor and the head. So we need to be able to keep the arms fully extended as we land. Yeah. Tendency is when they do bend, because there's some like momentum to it.
And like a shock absorbing
you drop into it, and that's when you might feel that. So we got to be able to, I wouldn't say lock out the arms, but fully extend them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the way that I would suggest you set up and work on this. So say you're having trouble coming up, right? This is usually the case. After you do 3 Urdhva Dhanurasana, it's really difficult to come up to standing. So you would come down and then just get up and stand at the front of your mat. Stand with your feet a little wider than your hips and just very slightly turned out. Turned out is kind of a realistic position for the feet. What's happening as we go back is we're going to challenge the flexibility in the front line of the body here. And when we meet that resistance in the front of the hips, we'll try to come off that front line by opening up the knees, and the feet will follow like that. And the glutes will squeeze, and that'll also externally rotate the thighs.
Yeah, and so why we teach then opening your feet a little bit before you start is to try and avoid that kind of like explosive where you don't have any control and the feet just completely go to the side. And that can also be potentially really, really bad for your knees as well, because it's not a position that you want to be in. So by starting with the feet wider than your hip, for those of us that are not haven't won any kind of genetic lottery when it comes to doing like deep back bends, widening the stance helps, and then turning out a little bit like that, right?
Yeah. And maybe a slight external rotation in the thigh, not enough to kick in, this clenched glute position, but it lines you up, I think, a little bit better in the hips as well. Okay, so holding this shape now, you're going to bend your knees a little bit and then push through your feet and shift your weight so that your thighs come forward. You see that? Her thighs and knees come forward towards the toes, or knees over the toes. Now hold that position. Notice, can you lift your arms in the air for a sec like that? Notice Jelena's got a little bit of a curve in the back. Keep the curve in the back as you start to push down through the heels and straighten the legs. Keep your thighs forward, hips forward. That's it. And now pull in on your lower belly, lift your chest up, and keep shifting the weight. So you can keep the knees a little bit bent, but you need something to counterbalance your body. So see, Jelena's hips are coming forward as her shoulders shift back. Now this is the work, right? Keep lifting through your chest. You could have your hands on your chest or your hands on your head, or you can stretch your arms up. The further the arms go back, the more weight there's going to be on your lower back. So just make sure you can support yourself properly. Lift the chest up, inhale, and then exhale, start to go back. And then I would say, breathe here, move slowly. Try to extend your control through this movement as best as you can. Take as many breaths as you need to. Keep finding the weight in the feet, those strong legs, and a softish bum. Yeah. When you get about halfway back and you start to feel comfortable, then you can start to extend your arms. Try not to throw your arms back. That'll be shocking. It'll make you drop back, or it'll dump you into your lower back. So we're going to move nice and slow with control. Inhale, exhale, go back. You just move at your own pace. That's it. Keep finding the work in the legs. You see Jelena keeps lifting out of the back and then going a little bit further. Inhale. Good. She's reaching through the arms, pressing through the feet. Now, if you can, hang there. Hang for a breath or two. And then you might have to let go a little bit with your legs to drop the rest of the way down. Or if you're flexible enough in the front line, you might be able to control the descent down. Don't take any chances here, because I don't know if there's anyone else home or what your network is like, your social network. So we don't want the police to find you in a week, right? On your floor. So maybe you could do this with the sofa behind you or something, a ledge behind you that you could bring your hands onto for control. It's nice to have a flat surface behind you, not the wall, so that you get a real feel for dropping back into it. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying.
And I'll demonstrate one where I start with the arms here. This one's really useful because it does that lifting. It lifts your ribs away from your hips, and it creates a lot of space in your lower back. But David mentioned earlier that it requires a little bit more work of containing here because you're stretching away from the center line.
Yeah, it puts more weight, on that bend in the lower back. Good, but I like it too. So keep the arms externally rotated. Don't let your elbows do this. This is really common. This is the way we reach back, for a hat or whatever behind us, or, pass the kids a snack. But don't do that now, because see, the elbows will bend and you'll lose all your support, and it's not great for your shoulders. So keep the elbows pointing forward and then stretch up. Feel the scapula help pull you up, and then holding that arch in the back, start to go back. Good. Strong legs. Good. Lift through the back ribs. Keep stretching with the arms. Good. Breathe as you go. That's it. At some point, you can see there's like a little bit of a drop there at the end, but nothing to worry about. And then here, once you've caught your breath, you can walk your hands in a bit closer. This is how you're going to work on coming up. You're going to try to shift your weight forward and push through the heels and come onto your fingers. See this rocking action? Getting a little bit of momentum will help you. Jelena is pressing down through the hands. That's it. And coming up onto the fingers, the legs are working really hard to hold her there. Good. And then exhale back. So we're going to do a combination of leg and momentum. And then we're going to try to flick off the floor by pressing through the fingertips quickly. So she'll do the same action again, but with a little more speed and a little more flick. Watch. Inhale, flick. Hands start to come up off the floor, flick. Hands start to come up. There's more weight coming forward, and inhale, flick, come up. Ta-da! She made it. So the good thing here is that even if you don't make it, you're in a position to catch yourself. Your arms are still extended. So you flick, you feel the weight come up, but it's not all the way there, and you come back down onto your hands. And it doesn't happen in one session. It can take weeks, months, years.
And, you'll at first rock a bunch of times, nothing will happen, and you'll probably have to come down to catch your breath as well.
It's challenging.
I'm out of breath.
Your legs are big muscles. They take all your energy.
And so they're working really hard. And so if you find yourself out of breath, that's normal. Lie down and then try again. And then repeating it, you start to get more comfortable, where then you really start to utilize this momentum, and it becomes a little bit fun too.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's fun.
To do the rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the day. You got to be careful though, okay? Better if you come to the studio and let us watch, and then if you need help, we can help you. Toronto, come in the summer.
What a tip.
Okay, I wish you the very best of luck with this. Let us know what you think.
Let us know how it went.
Yeah. And subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.